Good afternoon to everybody. Thank you for having us. Yes, it is a massive game for us as a team and as a football club. As everybody very well knows, it's our first sort of maiden attempt at playing on the continent in the Confed Cup, and initially you go through preliminary stage and then you get to the group stages, and every stage we want to be advancing to the following stage. So tomorrow affords us opportunity to get ourselves into the knockout stages, which would be an incredible achievement as a football club. We've prepared well. The players are extremely committed and want to see ourselves advancing in this tournament. I keep reminding them it's a sort of cup that you have to play 30 league games to get into. Then you've got to get through the preliminary stages, then you've got the group stages. So we've traveled a lot, we've worked hard. It's over a year in the making, not to go out there and give 100% to reward ourselves for everything that we've done to get ourselves into this position. We obviously understand that our opposition have the same ambitions. Our very sort of first group stage game away was a tough encounter against them. They came away 2-0 victors. But I do believe that since then we've also grown. We've learned a lot. We've learned how to deal with certain situations. And ultimately it is our home game in South Africa. And therefore it becomes our responsibility to ensure that we put in the effort and the commitment and play with the quality that we have to ensure that we get a win, which obviously seals the knockout stages. We do not want to be wanting to go away in the last game of the group stage to Bokani needing a result. So we know it's in our hands, and therefore it's 100% our responsibility to win the game tomorrow, and we are all looking forward to that.
Good afternoon, everyone. From the players' perspective, I think we're looking forward to the occasion tomorrow. Like the coach said, it's a big game for club, for the players, coaching staff, all of us. It's a massive game. We're at home, obviously, so we need to show up. But I think, like the coach says, the squad, we've done very well. We've learned on our away trips to Stade Malien, to Lundasol. So the team, we're performing consistently. I think we're playing well together as a team. We're growing, especially with the amount of youngsters we have in the team. You can see with their performances, they're growing each game on the continent. So we want to take this as far as possible and just make sure we show up tomorrow.
Look, I do think, as I said, our first away game was, I don't think the 2-0 scoreline was a true reflection of the game. They scored quite a big deflected goal, and then we were chasing the game, and then pretty much the last kick of the game they got a penalty. So I felt that we were more than competitive, and I felt that even after losing to them, I had a strong sense that when we have the return leg that we can beat them. They obviously have their strengths. They've got some real quality in their team. They play quite direct. Two big sort of strikers up front. They've been playing like that of late, so they obviously have their sort of strengths that we need to be aware of. But I'm confident that if we do play to our potential as a team, that we have a massive opportunity to advance in this cup.
Unfortunately, we lost to Chiefs, but what coaches tried to install in us is, a 24-hour rule where after a victory or defeat, we've got 24 hours to get over it and focus on the next game. And one good thing that we've been doing as a team is we've been able to focus on each game and respect that individual game and not look ahead. With the Chiefs loss, I think the team played very well regardless. It's just unfortunately that the result didn't go our way, but I also don't think it's a true reflection on our performance. I think we're playing very consistently. We stick into the game plan that the coach has for us, and I think we're playing a brand of football that we can be proud of. So as long as we remain consistent, then and play our game the way we play, very confident we get the result tomorrow.
Yeah, look, I don't think there's any sort of outside pressure placed on the team. I think Any pressure that we have is basically the pressure that we place on ourselves. You know, we feel that we are privileged and honored to be in a situation like we are. You know, it's not our right to be here. It's a privilege that we've earned to be here. So you know, there's no outside pressure that we have to advance and get to the knockout and win the tournament. It is within us as a group, as a club. We know what we want to do. We know what we want to achieve. We know what you know, our ambitions are as a football club, and one of those ambitions is to make a mark on the continent. And therefore, you know, we sort of train and play and prepare in that way. So any pressure that there is, it's a privilege to have that pressure. You know, imagine, you know, the club is under its new ownership, only sort of 6 years old, on the verge of making a knockout stage. You know, possibility of playing teams like Zamalek, you know, USLJ and those type of teams. So no, there's no pressure. It's a pressure that we're thriving on, and we put on ourselves to achieve as much as we can as a football team. And as Sage says, you know, as long as we play to the potential that we have, and we play to our strengths and play the way we want to play the game, we do believe that you know, the results will take care of themselves. I don't mean a great deal. I mean, you know, I'm even thinking today 3 o'clock Sundowns have a, you know, a massive match, and you know, fully behind them. Pirates tomorrow together with us. So you know, I think it's important for us as a country to, you know, get behind the teams regardless of who your club is. When it comes to continental football, I think it's important that, you know, what would be better than having Sundowns and Pirates in the final. Imagine, you know, how special that would be. And you know, we maybe not in the Champions League right now, but it's also very big important trophy on the continent. So yeah, it'll mean a lot for us as a club, for the community, our fans of Stellenbosch and the greater South Africa. So we're trusting and hoping that there'll be a lot of support from our fellow South Africans, and all we can promise is that we will give it 100% our best.
No, very important, and it just shows how quickly the players are growing in terms of experience. I mean, if you look at the way we started in this competition, a lot of people already doubted the fact that we'd get to this stage where we are now. But that's one thing that makes Stellenbosch so special, is we're able to bounce back from setbacks. And I think the way the squad is growing in terms of experience, I think that this is just only the beginning for Stellenbosch as a team and a club. It's very privileged and very important to play at this level, to play a lot of big clubs on the continent, and it helps me in the sense that my game also grows. You know, when you play domestic football, it's just you're used to a certain way, you know the players very well, whereas this brings a different term of play and experience that is needed to grow at that level. So just looking forward to it and continuing in this good stead, I suppose.
There's no injuries. Unfortunately, just Sishle and Dooley is suspended. Otherwise, besides that, full strength.